the state wants to really protect the deterrence principle of the law, we believe that the prison cell is already enough in terms of preventing people from coming back out as a criminal again. So on our side of the house, we believe that very clear alternative on the issue of deterrence is that you put them in jail and not let them go out again, right? So we believe that once from the leader opposition saying that you need death as a kind of a mechanism of deterrence, we see that it is not quite logical. Why? Because if you impose a similar sentence, for example, you put them into jail and you will never parole them, you have to stay in that jail for the whole life. We see that that is very similar to death, right? Because why people fear death? Because they are no longer be able to enjoy the happiness in this world. They cannot see their friends, their families, and their society outside the world anymore. We believe that with this characterization and with this fear, just by moving them into the jail, we believe that that is enough. We believe that we don't need to kill them in order to create these similar kinds of deterrence, right? And then they move on to give some arguments about it is unfair for the state to pay for these people, and then it is financially unstable. So let me give some characterization on how death penalty actually happens, right? So the state has to fear that they actually kill someone who is not really the criminal, and the judicial process must be really wrong, right? For example, it might take 5 years and it might take 8 years, and people have a chance to parole a lot if you get death penalty. So you can see that at the end of the day, with this very harsh court process, only very few people actually get executed each year. So if he argues that, look, we are going to save a lump sum of money and improve every prison cell in the country or in this world, we believe that they surely cannot achieve that goal, right? That goal cannot be achieved. We believe that if they want to really improve the prison cell, just increase tax by 1%, right? It will be even more effective. Or if you say that the private organization is really bad, you just monopolize them, you just nationalize them, like in Thailand, right? Where if you have issues about human rights in the prison cell, you just file the complaint to the government. You don't have to trying to coerce or run a campaign, lobby a privatized organization. We believe that that is a more effective world we are living in, and we don't need to do anything about death penalty at all. And before we move on, yes.
You say that increase the tax. Who pays the tax? The victims pay the tax. Are you expecting victims to pay for the criminals that they put away in jail?
Okay, so I'm going to move on to my arguments about the responsibility of the state, right? We believe that the state and the society has the responsibility to teach people to be morally correct or teach people not to kill each other. That's why we also believe that the state and the society must have a stance against killing each other if they want to prevent others from killing each other in society. We believe that the government or the state shouldn't be an actor to kill each other. And then if you really have a strong stance against this, we believe that by paying money to make these people continue their lives in the prison is justified and is good enough, right? If you take in the problem about the media that my first speaker has talked about, right? When there is this trend in the media, when they try to sell the news that is really brutal and trying to run a campaign that this guy should be executed so that the media can gain a lot of revenue, and there is a trend that can support this media about killing another criminal in the society, right? We believe that that is a very bad trend. Why? Because it dehumanizes another human being, and it creates many reasons for you to justify killing. For example, in the news media, you see if you kill another human being, then you are justified to kill him. But it might be a bit more justified if I ask the state to do it for me. And the same thing, if you rape someone and you think that it's justified to kill them, you just make a protest and try to convince the state to kill them. We believe that just by the existence of this death penalty, it actually brutalizes the whole society by trying to find a good justification for you to kill someone else. We don't want to live in that world, and we believe that once education of morality should be done by the state and the society as well. We believe that if the state or the society fails to do this thing, for example, if there is an individual who grow up from a very bad family and their neighborhood doesn't protect these children learn only violence in his life. He grows up and he only knows how to use violence, and then he kills another individual. We believe that it's not only his fault, right? It's the whole society's fault. It's his neighborhood's fault that doesn't take care of him good as a children. It's the state fault that haven't put a welfare enough into support the families and then save these children out. So that is why we believe that if if the financial budget is something that is required to save this individual and to protect the state from being utilized, we see that that is a very good investment. It is a cost that we are very willing to pay, right? And okay, let me move. Let me move on to one argument that I'm going to further support in this debate, right? So, no, thank you, ma'am. So, we believe that in death penalty, there is another thing that the opposition side completely overlooked, right? Even if you are executed, you are not executed immediately. For example, in Thailand, if you are executed, sometimes they are still locked you in for a while because there might be some evidence that might save you out. And with this information, each people have different time period that they are locked in. For example, I might get locked in for 1 year, another guy might be locked in for 10 years. The guys who are locked in for 10 years, they are living in a very bad condition. They are living in a paranoia like that. I don't know when does the government would call up to my cell and then get me and drag me out to kill, right? There is an interview with another survivor who get penalty and actually got paroled out in Thailand, right? He said that living in a prison while already get death penalty is the worst thing that experienced in his life because you don't know which day you will die. You are living in a very hopeless situation. We believe that the criminal deserve better as well as the opposition. Like the opposition keep talking a lot about welfare, about something good in the prisoners. So I think that they should believe us and support us as well in terms of having these criminals have a good dignity in life and doesn't have to live in this kind of paranoia. Our model is completely better on our side of the house. We guarantee that if they are in prison, they are not going to be killed. And even if we are going to lock them for the whole life, they might find something for them to do. They might be a cleaner of the prison, or they might, if they are really cruel, we will just lock them with all the cruel guys, and they might have a really the harder life, but it's not going to be as hard as living as a people who are going to be executed and living in paranoia. Very proud to work for us.